That's all. That's my job.
Let's see if Ryan is around quickly. Ryan, you there? Sorry, I'm late.
Hey,
That's
Neil,
fine.
I'm around.
Hey, Ryan. How are you?
Hi, how you doing, Quentin?
Good, good. Thank you.
Sorry I'm late, guys.
That's okay. You will have to pay penalties at the end, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'll do a few push-ups. It's all good.
All right.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Simon also said that he was coming, and then Jamie was like a maybe. So I think we'll just get started anyway. Thank you everyone for coming. Firstly, we need to do some quick introductions. So my name is Neil. I am the piece in the puzzle that that teaches people how to be online personal trainers. I've been in the game for about 12 years. I've been an online trainer for more than 6 years. And so after the whole COVID pandemic hit, it became more and more relevant that trainers would need to go online. So Quentin thought that it would be a great idea for me to share the stuff that I've learned and the knowledge that I've accumulated over that time. And Quentin's helped me an incredible amount to refine my business and also to find clients online. And that's what Quentin's role in all of this is. Quentin, do you want to tell us a little bit about what it is that you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So most of my life I was in the corporate world, and about 5 years ago, I suddenly was told that I'm not needed at the company where I was, and decided to actually start my own business. And I became an entrepreneur online, where I started off selling stuff in e-commerce with Amazon, and then I got into digital marketing and that sort of stuff. And yeah, and COVID changed everything, as for most people. So the stuff that I was doing before was helping people in the fitness industry with lead generation. So when there was no more fitness industry, I decided to help a lot of the PTs to actually convert their businesses to use more tools and online platforms and that sort of thing to get their businesses or to keep their businesses going. And so, yeah, we put this together, and I thought of Neil as the perfect person to help me put this together, because as much as I know about digital marketing, I don't know that much about personal training. I know you guys, I can't see that I am a personal trainer. No, I'm not. I'm not a personal trainer, but I've learned a lot about it. And yeah, so Neil and I decided to put this together to help PTs grow their businesses online.
Thank you so much, Quentin. Yeah, I'm going to get into a bit of a presentation to basically tell you guys how I got to a space where I actually became fully booked. So I don't have any space in my business at the moment. It's great, but at the same time, it's very busy. But I still have time in my day where I can still see friends, see family, tend to my little ones. I've got 3 little dependents. They're all cats, but they are very dependent on me. But obviously, to do things in your day that you wouldn't be able to if you were a normal personal trainer. Mostly people go into the gyms. They spend all their time away from their actual home, and it's not a very sustainable lifestyle in my opinion. So that's what I'm going to be going through with you guys today. Simon, are you there? Are you with us? We haven't heard anything from you yet. Mr. Simon. Okay, Simon might not. Oh, okay, he's saying hi there in the chat. Does your mic work? Does your video work? I'm guessing not, if he's probably typing now. All right, I'm just going to carry on and get going. And so, oh, that's my life right now. Here we go. So yeah, how did I get to a place where I built a fully booked personal training business? It didn't happen by myself. When I tried personal training in the past in so many different ways, I first of all was a mobile personal trainer where I was traveling to people's houses. I had a lot of travel time. I had a lot of stress. I didn't have to pay a gym, so the income was pretty good. But unfortunately, whenever I got a bit ahead in income and I had some nice profit, something would go wrong with my car. And then all the money that I was making was literally going back into maintaining my vehicle. And it wasn't a very nice way to be fully booked. So I don't just want to explain to you how to get a fully booked schedule so that you're running around and you're stressed all the time. But I want to take you a little bit along the journey that I took in order to get to a place where I can be happy about being fully booked, where I'm managing the amount of time that I'm spending, the amount of emotional energy that I'm spending, and also the amount of income that I have. So if we can all turn off any distractions, if you can give Quentin and I your attention, just out of respect for the speaker on the floor, we would really appreciate that. So if you are on your phone, then you shouldn't be having a problem. But if you are on your laptop, you can turn your phone off onto silent. Airplane mode is better, so we can have your full attention. Appreciate it, guys. All right, my whole story begins with this photo over here. So this is a very nostalgic photo for me because this was the first gym that I actually worked in. While I was qualifying to be a personal trainer, I was doing the mobile personal training like I told you about. And then I was sick of being in South Africa after studying for 6 years. I got very, very itchy feet, and I was lucky enough to have my first gym experience in a cruise ship. So this was the cruise ship on the Crystal Symphony. I worked there for approximately 9 months. And through that time, I learned a heck of a lot. But the most important thing that I want to share with you guys is what I learned about working for a gym was not only was I having to spend all of my time there because that is what ship work is about, but in 2012, we were sailing towards New York, and there was this massive hurricane coming through, Hurricane Sandy. And because Hurricane Sandy brought with it some rocky waters, we basically had to tie down everything in this gym that could possibly fall over because the ship was moving so much. And while this was happening, it was about a period of 4 to 5 days where we had to literally locked the gym up. The door was completely locked. And I thought it would be great to be able to go chill in my cabina, as I used to call it, and have some little bit of time off because I was working 6 days a week. We only had 1 day off a week. And it was about 6 months into my contract. So I was really tired. And I was told that I'm not allowed to go to my quarters. I literally had to sit in the gym because I am employed by the company that puts personal trainers in the gym. So I had to sit in the gym for 6 days and literally twiddle my thumbs because I wasn't allowed to not be there because I was employed by this company. And that was a very big penny dropping moment for me. It made me realize how little freedom that I actually have. And I think people that maybe work for gyms full time, maybe are not to that degree controlled with terms of their time freedom, but it's definitely something that is very important to me. And it's one of the main reasons why I actually started to pursue a business, doing my own thing. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I think some of you guys can relate with when you get caught up in a system that requires all of your time and all of your energy, you don't have time to do other things. And I don't think that that's a very sustainable business. So this is why I'm here. I'd like to find out from one or two of you why you're here. My guess would be that you're already a qualified PT. I think everyone in this call actually is a qualified PT. That you may be struggling, or you might just want more from your personal training business. Struggling in the fact there's lots of different ways that we can struggle, but normally it's you kind of want more time, which is what was really important to me, or also you want some more money from your business. A lot of people are struggling with finding clients, so you may want more clients, or you might be like Catherine, who doesn't really need more clients, from what it sounds like, but she'd also just like to move her business onto an online space. Is there anything that I haven't said here that relates to you that you might want to share with us? Dogs are also welcome if they've got something to say.
Thanks for that comment, Angie.
Have I covered all the bases? Is there any other reason why someone would want me on this call to see if you're in the right place? Did I nail it? Have I literally conceptualized all of the reasons why you could possibly be here? I'm really good at this, Quentin.
Yeah, I'm here because you asked me to be here, Neil.
Okay, well, that makes sense. All right. So what was my solution then? Let me move on to my story. What my solution was to get more time out of my business and also to get more financial freedom is I embarked on a journey by myself, which there was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of confusion. There was a lot of, I don't know what I was doing, and I had to trial and error. So basically I took the long way around, finding out how to add online personal training to my business. And that was my big solution to get more time freedom and also to get more financial freedom. And I still, to this day, again, being in the personal training business for about 12 years, I still am yet to find anything that works better for someone that wants to be full-time or part-time in the fitness industry than having an online element to your business. So please don't get us wrong. We're not saying that you need to be an online personal trainer only. I have a hybrid model where I have a split between in-person clients and online clients. And some of those online clients are only online, and some of those online clients I see once or twice a week, some only once a week, and the rest of my sessions are done online. All right. Now, a lot of people think online personal training and they think Zoom. They think what we're doing right now, but that doesn't solve my time issue, because if I'm doing Zoom sessions, I'm still selling my time one-for-one, which doesn't give me the time freedom that I so realized how much I wanted when I was on the ship and was told to sit in an empty gym and watch equipment be tied down. So what I advocate, and the way that I've got myself fully booked and in a fashion that I think is sustainable, not just to my mental health, but also to like financially, is I use a personal training app. All right. So what Quentin and I advocate is using an app that allows you to get in touch with your clients without you actually having to be there. Okay. So with an app, you can serve many more people in the same amount of time that you would if you had just in-person clients. So let's say you have got 20 in-person clients, you've booked yourself, like you see them multiple times a week, you've booked yourself up from early morning until the evenings. You work on public holidays, you probably go in on a Saturday where it's more convenient for people to work around their schedule. That is not a reality if you do app-based training. So app-based training means that you can actually duplicate yourself. You can still get, well, first of all, you can get the results that your clients would get with you in person. But you could get out of the hustle of this whole one-on-one training and selling your time for money. And as Robert Kiyosaki really likes to emphasize in his books, what he calls the rat race. That's what we're trying to escape, or that's what I am trying to show you guys how to escape. So what apps do is it allows you to virtually duplicate yourself. So what Catherine was telling to us earlier, which is a lot of people's situations of being a one-man show. And it's great to be a one-man show because everything can be done in your business the way that you want. There's a lot of pluses to it, but as she pointed out, there's negatives to it as well. So when her Pilates studio is not running, there's no income coming in. If she gets sick and she has to stop her classes, again, she's not going to be having any income coming in. And that can be a scary thought. Lockdown can happen, for example. I'm sure you weren't able to do any of your Pilates classes, which is a very big problem. And being able to virtually duplicate yourself on an app means that we can take the knowledge out of your head, Catherine, and we can put it in people's pockets and they can access that information whenever is best for them. So even if you are doing Zoom training and you've got people from America, they're going to be 8 hours to 10 hours behind you. So you're going to be waking up, or working in your business at crazy hours in the night. And then if you've got clients in Australia, you're going to be working early hours in the morning to try fit in with their schedule. So you get pulled in different ways. And it also just limits the clients that you actually can have. Because a big reason why I've been able to book myself up is because I don't have just the 5 kilometer radius around me to induct into my business. I've literally got, I suppose, hundreds of millions of people that are potential clients all over the world. So I've opened my perspective up to finding that ideal client, and not just whoever is around, even if that's not exactly what my business actually does for them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get you guys to work smart. We would love you to have more clients in more countries, and then they can access you at any time. All right, so the way that Quinton and I do this is we do something called a fast start launch. And this is what distinguishes our program on our platform, I think, from any other kind of education platform, where the education system is very based around theory. It's not very practically based. And also you're giving money to the educational institution, and only once you are finished your qualification can you start to get something back from it. All right, so we want you guys to learn by doing, so very practically based. We also want you to earn while you're learning. So our fast start launch that we've developed is something that teaches you how to earn and pay back your studies, to be able to pay for more than pay for your studies while you're busy doing it. And then we have these things called masterclasses, where we meet twice a month, where we will teach you things, of course, but we also would love you to teach back what you've learned. And what I found through lecturing and teaching personal training courses and things like that is, I think I learned more about the course by teaching it back, which is a fundamental part of understanding. And yeah, so that's literally what we would like for you guys. And what distinguishes in us as well, I think, is we give you exact examples. So I literally show you guys exactly how I run my business from start to finish. And you can literally have an example that you can mimic, or that you can take from the little best pieces. So you can copy my process completely, you can tweak it, or you can design your own one based on now seeing how someone else has done it. It can literally start off as a process that you've copied, and then you start to tweak it as your niche kind of fits into it. And then you can completely design your own concept on top of what you're doing. So say Catherine all of a sudden wants to go from Pilates and also add in like a yoga aspect. The processes might be a little bit different, but that's probably a bad example because they're quite similar. So let's say Mr. Simon is in the boxing industry. He does boxing coaching, and so does Ryan. They're both boxers. So maybe their program might be a little bit different, but then they also want to have a normal style personal training system as well, which is what in the beginning, they can literally copy the examples that I'm giving for you. So we like to call this our business in a box. Do you have any questions so far? No questions? If you do, you can put up your hand, or you can also just type it in the chat. But basically, I'm going to now give you an example of the example that I was speaking about here. So a big part of being able to get myself fully booked, like I said, was opening my spectrum up to the entire world. And I attribute a lot of being able to get that right because I haven't been wasting leads, if that makes sense. So my succession rate, or my conversion rate to someone that says they're interested in my business, to them, me inducting them, I think has got a lot to do with my onboarding, the system that I've made. And I'm going to give you an overview of that right now. So when someone comes to me and says, I'm interested in your business, they generally know a little bit about what I do, but there's gaps that I need to fill in. And in order for me to fill in those gaps and also create rapport, because when you're finding clients online, you may have never met them in person. Generally, you haven't. Also, what a great thing to do is to just call them. Start off with finding out what they're looking for, and explain what it is that you do and how what you do is going to transform them. Because people don't care about what it is you do in little bits and pieces. People care about what they're going to get out of it. So Simon and Ryan might have clients coming to them that want to learn how to defend themselves. So they might not even care about the look aspect or about getting a six-pack or about getting stronger. They want to feel more comfortable walking in the streets of South Africa, and they want to learn how to defend themselves. So that's what's important to them. So in that case, when you call them, you should explain to them that boxing does help with that, and therefore you are fulfilling the need. So that's basically what the call is about, connecting what the person wants to do in transformation with what you do as a business, or you find out that what you do doesn't actually work for them at all, in which case you can maybe refer them to someone else. Because what Quentin will talk to you about later, is that finding your ideal client makes working with clients so much more gratifying. All right, so that's basically what the call would be about. Then what I do straight after I get off the phone with them is I send them an offer, something that Quentin will also be able to teach you how to put together. But one of the beautiful things about the business that I've built is I haven't used fancy designers or programs that you need special know-how on how to use. This is a free software that I've taken a photo that I have of myself, and I've literally just plastered a text box on top of it and just told people what it is. So reinforced what I've just told them. So my niche is I do body transformations, complete body transformations. And what I want to get across in this photo, obviously, is that I give you all those tools. So without explaining little bits and pieces, I just say everything that you need in order to get the body that you want. That's a nice overall idea that kind of gets into them. Then I send them photos of people that I've helped and examples of what generally people want when it comes to body transformation. Could be gaining confidence, could be feeling powerful and looking powerful, having bigger muscles. It could be getting your body beach ready or for getting ready for a wedding. You might just want to look good naked. These are literally things that I've just taken that people have told to me and put my clients' photos, my before and after photos that I've collected from clients. And we teach you all of this in terms of how to do this in the Fast Start launch. The Fast Start launch. Then I send them my pricing. And what I would recommend to you guys 100% is when it comes to pricing is use the KISS method, which is keep it simple and stupid. I found that giving my clients or potential clients too many options defeats the point of me being a fitness professional in the first place, because I know what they need in order to do this. They don't know what they need. So if you let them pick and choose what they think they need, that's probably how they got to the place where they're uncomfortable about where their body is in the first place. So I literally keep it simple. I've got 2 packages. If someone says they want to work with me for 1 month, I'll say I don't do that. In which case, normally people then respond either with, cool, let's go for the 3-month or the 6-month, or we don't work together. I don't make exceptions. I don't barter my price down. I don't barter the amount of time down. They work with me for 3 months. They work with me for 6 months, or they can work with me for a longer period of time, but no shorter than 3 months. So I give them 2 options in each package. So this is the extent of my pricing. They can pay monthly or they can pay upfront. If they pay upfront, they get a slight discount. If they pay monthly, they sign into a contract, in which case they pay me over the course of 3 or 6 months. Simple as that. And then I send them an invoice. After I've sent them a sign-up documents. So my sign-up documents are normally things like your PARQ form. So PARQ form letting you know if you can work with them. There's a big part of online personal training process and normal personal training processes. If that person is out of scope of practice, don't send them an invoice. But if they're in your scope of practice, if they're your ideal client, I send them a invoice that looks exactly like this. Again, this might look like a very nice fancy piece of software, invoicing software. It's 100% free. It's something that I can tell you exactly which ones to use. So this one, for example, this is someone that recently, guy Jonathan, he recently bought my 3-month package. He actually renewed. He bought a 6-month package from me, and then he went and renewed with me and bought another 3-month package with me. So this was actually a follow-up client on retention. So then I'll say one of 3 months, he's going to pay me 3,000 Rand a month for the next 3 months, for example. Then I step in and do a consultation with them. I find out exactly what they want. I find out exactly what they need in terms of their goals. And then I find out about their exercise history. We've got a whole example of how I do this in our members area. So we've pretty much put together a whole educational platform with videos that teach you exactly how I do these things. So I think I'm the best example because it's not a theory example. I literally teach people exactly how I do it. So I've got a whole video in which Quentin and I go through a consultation process. You see what questions I ask, how I do the consultation, all of that. After the consultation, what's super important if you want to get these beautiful photos, things like this, is if you collect not only a fitness test from someone, but you also get photos from them. So it doesn't have to be photos. It can relate to your business, input whatever the goal of your business is here. But it's super important to collect that information. And fitness tests are incredibly important when it comes to online training, because a lot of people make this mistake as well in person. You can't just look at someone and see how fit they are. You need to find out exactly what their fitness is like, what their muscular endurance is like, what their cardiovascular fitness is like. And then from then, you need to build a plan for them. You can't do that online specifically because you can't in person with them. You can't do like a warm up or can't do these exercises in person. You need these numbers in order to make sure that you are giving that person the right kind of plan, whether it be a beginner plan, intermediate plan, or an advanced plan. So basically, in a nutshell, what I've just described to you, steps, and we have step-by-step videos that go over all of this, like I said before, is you call a person, you send them the offer, you send them the sign-up documents, making sure that you can work with them, you send them an invoice, you do a consultation, you do fitness testing with them. This now has set the stage for you to not only have that client complete the invoice and obviously work with you, but to retain the client. Because you've done things professionally, you've done things the right way, you've covered all the bases, there's no back and forth, oh, can you just send me that? Once you've gone through this process, it's a nice smooth induction process to this person being on the app with you, where you can then start to collect, I wanted this slide up, so you can start to collect information from them and keep that information database all in one. So you don't have to have like a file and then lose what the person's fitness test was, or not remember what their personal best is on this specific exercise, or lose their progress photos. The app will literally take all of that information into its database. And I've had clients that renewed with me after not seeing them for like 3 years, for example, and I still have access to all their old data. I know exactly how many exercises, how many workouts they've done with me, what their personal bests were. All of that stuff was all in the app. So it's also a nice place to collect everything all together. Pretty much that's a nice little micro lesson for you for today. And I would really like to pass over to Quentin, and I really would like to bring across the fact that the reason that I was able to put together this induction process is because of what Quentin has taught me, things about putting together an offer, structuring your pricing in a smart way. It's really been a game changer for me. I've been using Quentin's methods, and my business, the amount of clients that I've been able to find, the amount of clients that I've been able to convert has exponentially increased. And I don't know if that's too much pressure, Quentin, but now over to you.
Yes, absolutely. Well, yeah, I think, Neil, thanks for that. That was great. You know, it's one thing having too many clients or too little clients or too many clients, but I think what you've shown is definitely there's a way that when you are ready and when you are able to scale up your business with and getting more clients, that there is a way to train them without getting yourself, you know, being too busy to actually live life while you're doing this as well. So that's what the app allows people to do. And that's the point of this, of moving your business online, is that it is scalable as well. It's a global business, but it's also scalable. So the obvious question that a lot of people then ask is, how do I find clients? So finding your ideal clients is a piece that I teach. And then Neil always teaches how to train your clients online the right ways. So I'm going to go into just to talk a little bit about, it's always a good idea to have a very clear idea in your mind about what the benefits is that the clients will get for being online. Because one of the questions that people always ask is to say that, yeah, my clients prefer the in-person training. They don't want to do online because they want, you to be present and you to be there. But there's so many things that this often holds PTs back in terms of them thinking, oh, I'd rather not do online. I'll just keep going, doing things the way I used to do things. But obviously for clients, they get the huge benefit of being able to do their workouts at home, and they can work out when they want and where they want. So huge amount of convenience that you are now adding to your training program for them. And the other thing that is actually quite interesting to think of is that they can take charge of their own destiny. So they can now move faster in their program, or they can move slower, because they can pick up the app at any time and train, whether they want to do 2 sessions a day or 1 session a week. That is completely up to them, so they can drive things. You're still there to encourage them as the PT and stay in contact and move them along, but they can also take some initiative by having the app at hand and not having to wait for you to find a session, to find some space in your calendars to book and to work with them. And then they can actually do extra sessions, as I said, at no charge. I know that for you it might sound scary as a PT, but that is like, you could still book the in-person sessions, like Neil was talking about, a hybrid model where people work with you in person, but then you can say to them they can do as many extra sessions on the app. Then the next thing is save your money by doing save money on in-person sessions, and then they can reach their goals faster. Neil, did you put your hand up?
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to add to that really quickly. Like Quentin said, that is a very strange thing for a lot of people to conceptualize from going in the in-person route. But it's something I even forget about. That's how significant it is, because I've been online for so long. When it comes to online training, whether that person is training 3 times a week or 6 times a week, it's all the same price. And even when my pricing model wasn't as simple as it is now, I never charged anyone for the amount of sessions that they want to actually get done. It's up to them, because when you are building a plan, yes, it is a little bit of extra work to build a 4th or a 5th plan. But if your blocks are like 4 to 6 to 8 weeks, for example, that exercise plan is super easy to progress. And there's not much reason for you to actually charge more if the person wants to or can work out a little bit more. So that's a very good point that you brought up there, Quentin.
Oh, yeah. And I'm mentioning this as well, so that you can have the confidence when you tell some of your existing clients that you're moving online, or you're moving some of your business online, that it is actually going to benefit them as well. So you're basically creating a win-win scenario where you give your clients what they want, while you also get what you want out of it. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that. So the things that you want is, you want to be able to spend more time on important things. So if it's business related, you want to spend more time on growing your business, doing stuff like marketing and sales. Since a lot of PTs are their own businesses, or they solo entrepreneurs, they have to wear these different hats, marketing and sales, and they also have to deliver. But if you can be smarter about the way you deliver and automate those processes, you can spend more time on important things. And of course, if your important thing is to spend more time with your family, then that's where you will save that time and get if you work more efficiently. So how do you find your ideal clients online? So I specifically say ideal clients and talk about ideal clients. So this is something where you have to look at your existing client base, or even people that you've trained in the past, and think of that person that you really, really enjoyed working with, that person who really was engaged and who listened and who got the results the goal that you set out with them in the beginning. And think about it. If you can get 10 more of that person, and you can even give her a name, and you can say, Susan was my ideal client, then she becomes your avatar. It almost becomes a person that you would start speaking to in everything that you do. When you create your offer, you think about, what would Susan think about what I've done? If you write an ad, or you write your messaging, and you think about, how would Susan react to this message, as if you are speaking to her. So that's one of the tricks about marketing that a lot of people nowadays do, is they come up with a very clear definition of what their avatar is, and actually almost give that person a picture and a name of that person. And then obviously, very important if you're going to market and look for clients, is that you got to understand what your niche is. A lot of PTs, when you say to them, what's your niche? And they say, well, I can basically teach people anything. And they do that because they're scared they're not going to have enough clients. If they're too specific on their niche, and their niche is too small, then there's not going to be enough clients out there. But as Neil spoke about it, if you go online, suddenly your market becomes global. Now you can niche down really, really small, because there's still going to be thousands of people out there that is in that small niche. And this is not just Pilates or boxing, but it could be Pilates for pregnant mothers, or it could be like Neil's, boxing for over 50 men. Not that there's anybody like that in this room at the moment, but so you can really niche down very specifically about who it is that you serve, because you can start speaking their language. And as I'll tell you a little bit more about later, if for instance you create a community, then you create a community of over 50 men who loves boxing, or would like to learn more about boxing. So that makes that conversation a lot more real when your niche is well defined. So that's an important thing to do. And then also define the outcome that those people want. So be very clear on what it is that the end result, that's again, a lot of PTs want to jump in quickly and tell people what they do and how they do it, instead of finding out why the person wants to do this training with you or not. So to talk a little bit about the outcome that they want, there's two different things here that people often get confused, and that's the difference between the goal versus the person's reason, their why. Why do they want to do this? And I think a goal is probably something that's quite obvious, and we all know that in the fitness industry, it's either weight loss, or it's toning, or it's just being more fitter. So it's losing 5 kilograms, or losing 10 centimeters, or being able to do 10 squats and I want to be able to do that in 6 weeks. That's a pretty nice goal, because it's smart, it's specific, measurable. What's the other word? Accountable, relatable, and time bound.
Attainable.
Accountable, because the PT will keep them accounting. All right. So, but from that, the question to ask them is, why do they want to achieve that goal? What is behind it? What made them come to you to help them? Why do they want to achieve that specific goal? What is their reason? So, for instance, a lady coming to you that says she wants to lose 5 kilograms in 6 weeks, if she tells you that I'm actually getting married in 6 weeks, that changes everything once you got that information, because now her reason is real, it's concrete, and it's also more difficult for her to 2 weeks into it to quit. and say, no, I don't want to do this anymore, because then you're there to be able to tell her, actually, so are you not getting married in 6 weeks? Are you okay with not losing 5 kilograms by then? And another good exercise is always to say, okay, so well, why do you want to do this, and why do you want to do this before you get married? They might say, I want to look amazing on the day. I want to take beautiful pictures on the day. I want my parents to be proud of me. Now you're getting into the touchy-feely parts. I want to see tears in my husband's eyes. That's probably a cool goal to have. And I want to feel like a princess. So you're really getting into sort of the heart issues here. I want it to be the most memorable day of my life. And I think once you get to that level and you captured that, that is the real reason. Then it's probably quite easy to get this person to sign up with you, as well as to keep that person as a client, at least for the next six weeks when she gets married, and not to quit on you. So here's what you say at that point. And you can take control of that situation because you're the expert. You studied for this. You got all the experience. Is you tell her, here is what we're going to do to make it happen. So you making her this promise that you will help her to make it happen for her in the next 6 weeks. And this is the plan that we've got. So you're going to give her exactly what she needs to get the results. You can literally say the list is non-negotiable, and it might be something like this. So now here's the specifics about what we're going to do. And this is not for her to sort of like a menu to pick this, pick that. You tell her that you're going to be meeting in the next 6 weeks, twice a week, in-person training, 3 times a week. You're going to be doing app training with your home workouts, which, by the way, can be tracked. And I'll know that you've done it or you didn't do it. You can give them nutritional advice, which they must adhere to. You'll tell them they're going to need some habit coaching because this might not be easy for them. They might not have done this before. And there's going to be accountability. I'm going to be checking up on you. So the list can go on and on, but this is where you can sort of add in those things that is going to make that thing that they want, make it happen. So here's 2 marketing terminologies. The one is that part, the promise is basically that you're going to help her make it happen. And this part is just the process. And a lot of PTs often make the mistake when they sell their businesses, they love talking about their process of everything that they do. And they say, well, maybe we can make it 3 times in person in a week. And then maybe you can, I can give you more nutrition advice. And they sort of start haggling about that instead of just focusing on what the promise is and talking about that as you go along through the training. Then, of course, the next thing is talking about the price. So here's another area where PTs often back off a little bit and think, oh, goodness, I don't want to make it too expensive. And what am I going to charge? And is it, and they don't charge what they're worth. So I like to sort of for you to have this thing in your mind, the pricing mindset about the MasterCard ads. And a lot of you might have seen that. Yes, for instance, is a nice example of this one that I'll read it to you because it's quite small. The tango lessons you've wanted ever since you got married, $45 an hour. Vintage Bordeaux to talk him into it, $64. Shoes for Mr. 2 left feet, $138. Being able to dance at your son's wedding is priceless. You see, and that's where I'm getting to, is when you do pricing, that you think about that. It is ultimately the reason must be priceless, that there isn't haggling about looking beautiful on your wedding day, because you're not haggling about 6 weeks training. So this is where you can come out, people talk about the irresistible offer. You want your offer to be literally a no-brainer. When somebody talks to you about it and you talk about the outcome and you explain to them all the things you're going to do, is that it's literally for them to say, well, yeah, that makes perfect sense, and I'll do it. And yes, one of the things we have a whole exercise where we teach you how to stack things, stack the value in your offer. So it's almost like cramming in so much value in the offer that you're giving people that at the end of the day, they're almost like saying, oh, wow, this is such a good price. You know, I want it, and let's get going. When can we start? So that's what an irresistible offer is all about. So yeah, that's the promise, the process, and the price. So the next thing you want to do is promote your offer. And the reason, or one of your goals when you get that person on board, your client, and Neil spoke about our fast start process or getting a practice client. The reason why we talk about a practice client is not just for you to get, yes, it's very important to get familiar with the app and to learn how to do things, but your goal out of that is to collect success stories. One of the most powerful things you can have when you're promoting your business is testimonials and success stories. And then what you want to do is take those success stories and show off the results. You want to be literally talking about your client's success to everybody and share that with everybody, because you want people to see the results that they are getting. And that is what you promote, is those testimonials. So another way to do this is to actually, and we go into quite a lot of detail about creating a community of your tribe. You know, we have the Train Me Academy tribe, which is a people of like-minded, it's a group of like-minded people, like PTs who want to go online. But your tribe might be, like I said, those over 50-year-old men who wants to learn boxing. If you can create that community, and you can use something like a Facebook group. In fact, that is what I recommend you do, is open a Facebook group today, because it's super simple. You go onto Facebook, you'll see there's a button that says create group, create the group, give it a nice name of your niche and your ideal client, and start inviting people into that group. Start inviting your current clients, and then maybe some people that you've spoken to before, and then every other prospect that's ever come across your path, you've invited into that group. Because the cool thing, remember I said show off your results? Those people can then start talking about their own results, your current clients and past clients, and then new prospects can see that and see how that goes. But Ryan, yes, you wanted to ask something. Can give me a chance to drink water.
I just wanted to ask, in terms of like having a Facebook group and a page, what's the difference in that? Like, and how does it benefit?
Great question. Yeah. So there's actually 3 pieces of real estate. And again, Neil's going to moan at me if I go through the whole lesson now. But the first one is your personal profile as a place where you can advertise. Don't think of Facebook as it's your friends and it's just about you. It's about to promote your business. Okay. That's what we're going to use it for. Your personal profile must talk about your business, and it must talk about your tribe. Then there's the page, which is your business. That you can use that page to promote as an advertise formally and talk formally about your business. But that is only one direction. It's you talking to an audience. A group is a community where people are talking to each other. So it's basically creating what they call user-generated content, and that's a great way of people getting to know each other, but also getting to know you. So that's in a nutshell. I'll just quickly explain to you what I mean by this, by saying what you do is, yes, you might prefer to use YouTube or WhatsApp or Instagram or even TikTok, and LinkedIn, and then that could be the top of your funnel. We talk about a funnel as in where you get people in at the top, and then in a funnel process, they come into your group, and at the bottom, ultimately, is where your clients sign up with you. But you can get people to funnel into your Facebook group, and then you can use this Facebook group as a community platform. There's so much functionality in a Facebook group. You'd be surprised if I take the hour and show you that, but it allows for so much conversation amongst people. So on the left is actually a snapshot or a screenshot that I took of Neil, one of the posts in Neil's Facebook group, where a lady shared her results, and then other people started jumping in and congratulating her and wanted to know how she did it and was excited for her. And so you could see how that would create community, because everyone shares success, Everyone's their success stories. Remember, I spoke about share the success stories. Everyone can give tips. Everyone can give advice. There's some cool recipes in there that people shared. People love to say what they had for supper, and it's very useful. And encouragement, obviously, that's quite important. So a Facebook group is a place where you basically can warm up prospects, so that once you get to the point of selling, you're not selling a cold prospect. It's not a cold call. People actually know you, they like you, and most importantly, they trust you when you have those sort of relationship. So what you can ultimately do here with this group is you can create this pipeline of prospects that you can open up and close anytime you want. There's two hands. Who was first, Neil or Ryan?
I think Ryan just hasn't put his hand down.
Oh, sorry. I just noticed that.
No problem, Ryan. I just wanted to literally share an example, exactly what Quentin's talking about. So you can also go check out my Facebook group in terms of how I built a community, how people are talking together, etc., etc. And that's all fun and well to talk about that. But the exciting part is when that warming up process comes, and then you get people contacting you for what you do. And I can actually, if you can just let me share my screen, Quentin, I've got a beautiful example of someone that messaged me yesterday.
All right, you can share quickly.
I'll just go quickly on this one. So this was Tuesday, yesterday. Someone, one of my old friends, literally said to me, "I'm loving your post, may I ask what your PT fees are?" So remember what I told you about the induction process? I said, "Thank you very much. I appreciate those the kind words." And then I said, "I can send you an outline of my offer and prices. However, the best way for me is to give you a quick call." So exactly the process that I've been explaining to you now. He said, "That'll be wonderful. We can schedule a call, blah, blah, blah. We've got no time now. I'm calling him tomorrow at 12:30. And basically, the reason why he messaged me in the first place was he's been seeing my posts. And the reason why he's been seeing my posts is because I'm not like posting on YouTube, posting on Instagram, posting here and Facebook there. All of my content goes into one direct place. And then with that, people will see things that are happening in my group more often. So for example, I've just opened up my homepage. This is someone that's commented in my Facebook group, for example, on a quick sun-dried tomato hummus recipe. And this is what your clients are going to start to see as well as you build up the algorithm to show, because Facebook's going to show them what's most relevant. So this is probably what people are it's going to come up, for example, when you put time and effort into this Facebook group, your posts are going to be the first thing up here. You're going to get more engagement, and then you're going to get more of people like Ryan contacting you and asking you about your business instead of you trying to go out there and sell to everyone, which can be quite a daunting process. I just wanted to share that quickly. So,
and that's an example, you know, what in the marketing terms, the difference between inbound traffic and outbound traffic. So that is inbound. You didn't go out looking for them. They literally came to you to sign up with you. So that, and the other thing, organic versus paid traffic. Organic means that it's literally free. Neil didn't pay Facebook or gave Mark Zuckerberg any money for that lead. So that's pretty cool. All right. So then, of course, there's the selling part, which Neil was telling us about, is how you create a one-time offer where you can create urgency and scarcity and say it's only for today, and you can use bonuses to sell, and you can give people guarantees as well. But those are sort of the right at the end of the process. And remember, you're hopefully talking to somebody that's already been warmed up to your process. All right, so using Neil's example, Neil's very excited on his picture because he's got his PT business fully booked, and he's like, what am I going to do with the rest of my day?
What am I going to do with all of this time?
So that's basically our promise. This is, you know, so we like to eat, drink our own medicine as well, or eat our own food, or what is the process? So this is what we do. So I took you through the promise, the process, the price, and the promotion and the selling it. So I'm quickly going to tell you in that order about us. this is what our promise is in terms of the Train Me Academy, as how to help you get your business fully booked. So this is our process. The offer that we have in the Train Me tribe is that when you join our tribe, you get a free subscription to this fitness app that Neil was talking about. That's about 500 Rand a month. You get Train Me templates that Neil has developed that you can just use verbatim, copy and paste. And that helps you with the onboarding process and getting people to start fast. So, and incidentally, I don't know if Neil, if you mentioned that the app has ready-made videos in them as well. So you don't have to go and shoot your own videos and those sort of things. Where you have unique things that are just for you, you can add them into the app. But if it's already made and it's you know, a sit-up is a sit-up, then and it's in the right form, then you can use that video. So that's already included in there, and we give you a free sales funnel. So some of you might have heard of what a sales funnel is. Basically, it's a website that automates the sales process, and we give you one of those. Basically, that's worth about 500 Rand a month, where you can promote your business online.
Yeah. So if you went through the sign-up process, not through Facebook, if you went through the link, the website that would take me there, that's an example of what your first sales funnel website could look like, because that website is the one that we give to you as part of our offer.
Because we drink our own medicine. So that's the process. That's part of the process. And then, as Neil mentioned, we give the monthly 2 sessions of masterclasses per month with us, the experts in our fields. And then you also get the library of all the video lessons we've ever presented and recorded. You get to be part of our private VIP Facebook group. And that's not the one that I was just talking about, where it's open to everybody. This is only people who sign up with you. That then is where you give those people kind of special attention. We do that as well with the PTs who sign up with us. And then the members for future courses that we're going to do. So sometimes we present a full-length course that's maybe valued about 2,000 Rand or 3,000 Rand. Then we'll give you discounts on those courses. And then you get all the workbooks and templates and examples and swiped files of ads and everything that you want. It's also in our membership area that you have access to, that you can use as your own, so you don't have to sort of reinvent the wheel on those sort of things. So that is, in a nutshell, is our process. Oh yes, and then of course, most importantly, what you'll get with this tribe is, because you're part of this group, is that you'll get accountability, you'll get community, relationship, you'll get support, shared experience with other PTs, and of course, empowerment to do your business like that. The value of that, as I mentioned with the MasterCard ad, we believe is priceless. So before I carry on any further, any questions from you guys? Typed questions or asked questions?
I have a question, Quinton.
Yes, Neil.
You know, you said it's priceless, but how much is it really going to cost? Like, how much are we in for here? Like, you told us all this value. What are we in for here, Quinton?
Yeah, well, maybe we should have a drum roll and let it wait a little bit and simmer a little bit. So no, that's talking about the price. Remember, I said it is what it's actually going to do for you in creating a business that is fully booked and that is online and is automated to a large degree, and will give you some time freedom. So what is the value of that? If you add up all those things I mentioned, it comes to about 12,000 Rand a month. And as you know, that's with this sort of offer, that's not what we're going to charge you. Our charge is 950 Rand a month.
And we also have only 3 spots at that price, because we have a fund members price, because this part of the academy is very new. We've got 3 spots left at 950, and then once those 3 spots have been taken, then the price then increases from there.
Cool. Any questions from anybody?
Yeah, I can't quite envisage how the app would actually work in terms of me giving my program. If it's not video based,
It is
yeah.
video based. Okay, so what
So
I was
it
talking
is.
about, so greatly what I was talking about on the biggest from my perspective is a one-on-one scenario. So I advocate teaching people first how to do one-on-one with the app, for example, so giving them
Yes.
quite individualized attention, and then move into group, being able to do group classes, for example, using the
Yeah.
app. I say that that's the best way to do it, because I think what you learn on one and then apply to many, there's less chance of the wheels from falling off, if that makes sense. But it's
Yes,
not
of
to say
course.
that you can't do groups with the app. The app is very good for groups, because, for example, if you've got 20 people in your Pilates class, you can add them all into the app. And if you've got a specific class that's that you're going to give, that you would give to all 20 of those people, you can build that one plan and then just say point to these 20 people, and then they'll all get it on their side, and then they'll all be able to each share with you their individual experience. For example, saying each person will be able to comment on that Pilates workout that you've given them, and it's video based, meaning it's this movement, then it's that movement, and it's this movement. So you build it in like puzzle pieces. It's not going to be, or it can be one long video, but I would it's much more versatile to build it like puzzle pieces. So first they're going to hold a plank, then they're going to be doing like from elbow plank to hand plank, for example. So you can, each one of those are individual videos, but it can be set up like a flow. But the beautiful thing about doing it like that is each one of those 20 people can say, okay, well, this class was 10 out of 10, too hard for me, maybe I should be a beginner. And you'll be able to get that feedback from them and then maybe put them in a different group. Or 5 out of 10, this was like perfect, it was just the right amount. They'll also be able to comment on it and be able to tell you, or like, you know, Catherine, that this exercise that you got me to do with this hand walkout, like it was hurting my shoulder. You'll be able to get individual comments from each person, and then be able to maybe give them a different program or put them in a different group, for example, or just delete that one part of the movement out of that routine, and then it's more that person can now, you almost like helping to work around that person.
Right.
Whereas in a class, you'd actually have to go and like adjust them, for example, or something like that. So it can be used for group based. Again, the only reason I said I wouldn't recommend doing that first is because learn on one and then apply to many. But you can jump in and do it that way, because especially if you've got a lot of experience, it is possible to do it that way.
Yeah, I won't be able to actually see what they do, though.
No, so that is the only limitation of obviously not being like in person with them. But this is why what you can do is have fully online clients. That's totally fine, especially if they're not with you. But I advocate the best way to do it, if you are very connected to your tribe and to your people, is doing a hybrid approach, meaning you'll be able to see that person in person while doing the classes and be able to distinguish their exercise level based on what you see. And then when they're not with you, they can do extra sessions on the weekend or in the morning when you go on holiday, for example, and have sessions that they have outside of your class as well. So hybrid is, I think, the best model. But if you want to have people from New York, blah, 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 or with it, like obviously the one downside of this is not seeing them, but for that specific person as well, you can do a single Zoom session, and then you'll be able to see how they move. So you can do it whichever way that you want, but it's in my opinion, it's the best scenario possible.
Cool. All right, so I'm just going to paste in the chat. There's the link to the website where we list again all the things that I've just shown you in terms of what you get, and it explains a little bit more in terms of the app and the benefits of the app. And then if you are ready to join our tribe, you can just click on the yes, I want to be an online PT button and register from there. So that's, and then we will contact you from there. Neil will send you an invite to get started on the app, and we'll invite you to the monthly masterclasses, and you can become part of our Facebook group and be part of the tribe.
Yeah. So Ryan just said he had to go, and Angie told me beforehand she had to jump off of the call because she's got a client that she sees at 7, so she had to jump off as well.
Cool.
But thank you for excusing yourself, guys. Really appreciate it. Simon, it'd be great to catch up with you on a call or just send me a message afterwards. And then I suppose, Catherine, if you have any questions, you can add me on Facebook. We can speak over Messenger, or you can also speak to Quentin. But yeah, it would be really great to have you guys as part of our community.
Perfect. Lots of food for thought.
Well, we'll definitely invite you to our open Facebook group. If you can join that, then you can keep on sort of track on what's happening with us.
Okay, perfect. There's lots to think about, and
Yes.
I'll look at the website too. Train Me Academy.
Yeah, trainme.academy. So it is.
.academy.com.
No, there's no .com. The academy is the .com part. It's trainme.academy.
Academy, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Let me just kind of drop in the Facebook group as well. Then you can go join us there and keep in touch.
Super.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
And you also are welcome to join. We go through this class again next week, but next week we're gonna put out a sponsored Facebook ad to get more people involved. So this was our crash course first one. So then we're gonna have sponsored posts and hopefully get people from America and things like that on the call for next week. But if you would like to join the call again next week, you're welcome to join us again.
Same time.
same time. Cool.
Super. Thank
Thanks,
you very
Kat.
much.
Thanks, Kat.
Cheers,
Nice to see
everyone.
you again. Say
You
hi to
too.
Ralph.
I will do.
Thanks, Simon.
Bye, Simon.
Thank you.
See you soon. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Wow.